Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, whether you're watching from around the world. You are joining the Invictus Racing League Formula 2 Equal Performance. We are round 3 at the fantastic circuit of Silverstone in Great Britain. Joining me is Warislander, last season's Formula 2 champion. Welcome, Warislander.
Thank you. Welcome to everyone watching, and we can go again for the Hotlaps tonight.
Well, I'm looking forward to this one, Waris. I don't know about you. Absolutely love this circuit yourself.
Yeah, obviously the history within the circuit only is already why I would want to watch this one, and also it brings great racing, so there's lots to look forward to tonight.
Yeah, there is definitely, and looking at the layout of the circuit, we've actually got quite a few fast sections. Silverstone is a fast course, but also we've got 3 independent DRS zones, so that is going to be very interesting, I think. I think that's going to aid overtaking, and of course, you don't get penalised for being overtaken, because then you're behind, and as long as you're within the 1 second, you get the next DRS zone, and there's 3 of them. So I don't know about you, mate, but I think that's going to be an exciting aspect of today's race.
Yeah, it surely will be, and this is also one of those tracks on this game where DRS will be very powerful. If you can just stick in someone's DRS, you can stay close to them, even if you've not quite got the pace of the car ahead. You can gain a few tenths a lap if you just stick in the DRS. So I think we'll see a lot of slipstreaming tonight as well again.
Yeah, I definitely agree, mate. Well, do you want to jump in your car and we'll start
Yeah.
a little run round and just carry on our discussion of the circuit, mate?
We will.
So luckily we're doing the hot laps during a dry session. Obviously it is Great Britain, we do get rain. So tonight is going to be interesting to see if we actually get rain. Be exciting for us, but pretty tricky for the drivers.
Yeah, obviously, and I am expecting rain actually, because the chances are quite high here in Great Britain. As coming out of the pits now, you have to watch out on the throttle, also on the exit. Just right there, as you go into 4th gear, it can be quite tricky. You get a little bit of oversteer, so you don't want to spin out like Romain Grosjean did earlier this year in the pit lane. But if you're a bit unlucky, you will. So watch out there. Then coming onto the straight, how is this straight called again?
It approaches Brooklands. I forget the name of the straight, but yeah, it approaches Brooklands and then into Lovefield.
Yeah. So yeah, you got to take a bit of a wider line through here to get a better exit. Not entirely stick, because it will lose time. Try to get the maximum out of the track here, going over that line with 2 wheels. Then coming to, I believe it's Cops, one of the trickiest corners of the track.
Yep.
You just got to lift very slightly. If you're in 0 ERS, you can take it full. But on a hot lap, you won't be able to. And also these corners, you have to use a bit of turn in from the rear to get through it quickly. And then onto the final big straight, just warming up those tires a bit. And
so before you cross the line, Warislander, going through Maggots and Beckett's, I didn't see you downshift till the last turn. Did I see that right?
No, I shifted down. I stayed in 7, and then I went to 6, and then 5.
Okay.
So we're coming in, I'll let it to you now.
No worries. So just coming round the final bend, get the traction hooked up and get the car as straight as you can as we approach down to Abbey, coming through the first DRS zone. Nice tight turn through, Abbey. Try not to invalidate it.
It was a bit too wide, but the sun is very impeding there, because I believe we're doing it a bit later on the day right now.
That's just coming through Arena now, and coming down the back straight towards Brooklands. Tricky section coming up. Let's see how Warislander copes with this one. Picks his braking zone, turns in quite late, and gets back on the power as quickly as possible. Just coming down now what used to be the old start-finish straight. As we approach Cops, Maggots and Beckett's, the fastest sector. Come from turn 7 all the way through Maggots and Beckett's, all the way to Stowe. This is the fastest sector of the track. Just coming through Maggots now. Beautifully cut there from Warislander. Car looking very steady and getting ready for this next DRS zone. Just steaming down now towards Stowe. And approaching the last few corners, which is Vale and the club corner. Just stays off that curb ever so nicely. Keeps the car settled. And comes across the line with a 128.2. Nice lap there, Warislander. Is this another hot lap? You've got enough battery?
No, I'm just going in because I want to get some new tires and get a proper lap because that one was invalidated.
Yeah.
So let's just do that then. And,
yeah, no worries.
But I think it was quite good because it was like a 28.2, and I believe without maximum fuel, certainly on this track you lose like a second.
Yeah.
So that would be quite a good lap time, I guess, if that was the actual qualifying.
So we're hoping for a one stop tonight, do you think? Softs to mediums if it's dry?
If it's dry, it should be, it should just be the softs to mediums, and well, no problems. I think the softs can go off quite quickly, so we'll see pit stops around pit stop window from lap 7 to 12 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I saw in the previous races this week it was lap 10 for the softs generally. A few people did
go
over.
Mostly lap 10, yeah. Mostly lap 10. Lap 10, yeah. But some people always try to do the undercut or the overcut, so...
Do you think the overcut would actually work here? Because I suspect strongly that the undercut would be the stronger strategy.
Yeah, because the medium tires can be very quick if you get them to temperature very quickly. And you can have a very good first lap time, so I think the undercut will be quite powerful, yeah.
Yeah, we've got quite a long pit stop here as well, haven't we? Is it 24 seconds on average?
Yeah, because you're going only 60 kilometers an hour and it's very long pit road.
Yeah.
So you don't want to make an extra pit stop.
So for any of our Formula 2 Equal Performance drivers out there, that's last season's champion giving you some inside information for your strategy, if you are listening.
Yeah, and well, I think this is one of the most, at least just the most fun strategy you can have, because everyone actually wants to go on the softs in qualifying, because you just want to do the quickest lap possible. And there's a lot of tracks where you have to use the medium because of the strategy.
Yeah.
But it's always nice if you can just go on the softs and have a soft to medium. Just a good stint.
I think the advantage between the two tyres, the soft and the medium, it's probably worth around 1.2 or 1.4 seconds, I would say. Just on account of places like Maggots and Beckett's. And you've also got, Lovefield, that's a tight corner. You've got Brooklands as well that leads on to that. And then, of course, you've got the Vale and Club corner, which, without the stickiest tyre, you're going to lose time there. So it's obvious why softs are favoured here to be setting fast times. Yeah,
it really is. And I think it's through Lovefields where you have to go a little bit wide and then cutting to get the good exit.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
It's also, if you've got the soft tires on the turn, it will be so much sharper, and you can because of that you can only already get a very good exit compared to the mediums. Yeah,
of course, yeah. I mean, tyre wear and tyre deg on this circuit isn't massive unless you're leaning on those tyres too much. So, probably 10 or 11 laps on the softs, and then you'll be left with 16 or 15 on the mediums, which is more than doable on most circuits for the soft and medium tyre.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, remembering as well, coming out of Lovefield all the way to Stowe, you only really de-accelerate for Maggots and Beckett's. It's the fastest part of the circuit.
Yeah, it's also the brakes get really cold down here.
Yeah.
So that's also something like the brake power won't be the best,
Yeah.
Because the brakes are just so cold there. Because you barely touch them going into Maggots, Beckett's, and then you only touch them after the straight gear, and you only so they will be very cold down there, and it's good that corner is actually there, because after that becomes a very hard braking zone. So the tire of the brakes will be warmed up a little bit more then. So starting my lap now again. Hopefully I won't invalidate this time.
Yeah, let's see a nailed lap, Warislander. So you just see Warislander there, just staying out wide, keeping the steering as little as possible, the least amount of resistance going through the chassis and his steering, the maximum power. Just racing down now towards the first corner, Abbey, and then coming through the farm curve. And you've got the tricky arena section. As we're coming around here, this is arena. Obviously, you can see Waris isn't overdriving the car. He's just keeping the engine nice and stable, keeping that traction pinned as much as possible and the acceleration on as much as possible. Just navigating Brooklands now, just staying wide, as I said before, just try to get this nice and linked up, not overdriving the car again, keep the rear tyres with positive traction, you know, not getting under rotation, anything like that. Coming down the old start-finish straight. Comes to one of the most famous corners, Cops. And then again, our infamous Maggots and Becketts. Drops down one, slight brake, drops down again, and then drops down again to take this right corner. Obviously dropping down to get that rear axle back engaged. It gets the car turning, and of course now it's down the last DRS. Forcing down towards Stowe. 325 kilometres an hour as you get to the end of that DRS zone. Again, it's just approaching down from Vale and coming through what is one of the better parts of the circuit to watch from. Of Club Corner. Nice and tight on the last corner. And comes across with a 128.154. So yeah, pretty spanking lap there, Weislander. Can't fault that whatsoever.
Yeah, went up 1/10, so quite happy with that. I think that was quite a clean lap. A couple of luck-ups, but they didn't really do much damage, I believe. So.
Oh, fair play, mate. Fair play.
That's something you'll be looking for tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it'd be intrigued to see what actually happens with the weather. We could get thrown a pretty decent curveball with the weather, so it'd be interesting to see. You know, there's not many Formula 2 races that I can really remember where it has been significant rain, or at least a prolonged period on intermediates.
Yeah, well, obviously last year there were somewhere like near the end of the race, everyone had to make a pit stop, and it was raining quite hard, but it wasn't like full race. So, well, it was in France, I believe, last year.
Yeah,
France was quite a long rain period, so that was very tricky.
Well, France is tricky anyway, so it had a bit of rain into it, you know.
Certainly in the rain, yeah.
Of course, yeah. So, have you got any predictions for what we're going to see from our racers tonight? Any star drivers that you want to keep an eye on?
It's so difficult to say with this field because it's so close together. I can't even. Yeah, of course the racing point of Lozak is always looking quick this season, so he's someone to look out for. And but I really think anyone could win always because everyone's so quick and it's so close. Also in qualifying every time. So
yeah, I totally agree, mate.
That's just what's so nice about it.
I mean, just remind our viewers as well. What was your? I think you equalled the most wins in a season, did you not? Was it 5, I believe? Or was it 4?
I had 5 wins yet, or 6, I don't know.
I think it was. I'm
believe,
pretty sure it was 5, but we'll see anyway.
5,
but
yeah, I believe 5, yeah.
I reckon Lozak could even equal you this season, if not beat it.
Wow, he's doing very good for now, but
I mean, 2 for 2. It's pretty epic to see that.
Yeah, but the only thing is, I don't know if Lozak drives no assists, because if you're doing that well in F2, they could obviously ask you to do the F1 League, but I wasn't asked because it was so late in the season that I started winning. So I think that was my luck in the end to win the championship.
I don't take that away from you, whereas Landy, you did extremely well last season. You should be proud of that. Right, so before we sign off of the Hotlaps...
Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm just going to correct you. I did win 6 times.
Was it?
I don't even know it anymore myself, but I won 6 times. Yeah.
So yeah, for 6 wins then. Wow. So he's got 4 to go to equal you, Warris.
Yeah, I'll just try to put the commentator curse on him.
Well, that's happened to me previously, as I've said before, so I'm going to try not to do that this season at all.
I won't.
But yeah, thanks ever so much for taking us round Silverstone.
Yeah, it was a pleasure once again.
Yeah, very, very insightful for our viewers and our racers, I suppose, as well. Someone of your calibre taking us round. So yeah, we'll join us again in about half an hour, 37 minutes, for the live event where we join our F2 League to take us on the qualifying session, followed by the main race. Warris, again, thanks for joining us, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you too, mate.
And we'll catch you for the live event in a short while.
I'll see you in half an hour.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.